Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Skal Plays Minecraft. In today's episode, we're going to be working more on the iron farm and also doing some random other chores, and also just talking about the current state of my channel, because I feel like that's what this series is probably going to become. It's more of just like a podcast-esque thing, like just an opportunity for me to talk more freely and without a script in front of me. So yeah, I mean, last time we did a to-do list. I guess we could do that again. So what are we going to do today? I think I'm going to finish the iron farm because we really do need to do that. I think I'm actually going to start building my new base today as well. I'm actually kind of excited for that one. You know what? That's going to do it for today. I think that's enough on the to-do list. Those are two quite big jobs, to be honest with you. So, the iron farm. We finished building this thing last time, and you probably saw there in the little intro segment, that was just a little compilation of me getting all the villagers into place. I'm currently just waiting for zombies to spawn. We need 6 zombies for each of these holding cells either side, and then we should be good to go. All I have to do is just light the portals, and the iron golems will fall straight into a trap in the nether, which will kill them pretty effectively. So yeah, it really is just a case of waiting around to see if we get some zombies. I could wait till nighttime and then build a staircase up to this thing. That would also work. Yeah, I think that's good. That's probably going to work better, actually. I'm just going to do that. Or even better than a staircase, why don't we just build a brick... Oh, hello! Look at you! You look amazing! Holy shit, I hadn't actually seen my new spider in survival yet. So that's kind of sweet. Sorry for any of you arachnophobes out there. I've had so many complaints about arachnophobia. Holy shit, guys. Like, seriously, please consider for a second, it's a spider, and my goal was to make it look more creepy. So if your arachnophobia is getting really triggered, then, like, good. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't want to trigger anyone's phobias. That's really messed up. I'm actually currently considering adding RESPAC ops support for Celeste. This has been recommended to me so many times. It's a client-side mod which is designed entirely for resource packs that allows you to have toggleable options within the resource pack. So very similar to how Vanilla Tweaks works, but for options within just like one complete resource pack already. So RESPAC opts would be used for things like backface glass panes. That would be a toggleable option. There would be a toggleable option for the spider model, so you have a more complex version, which is there by default, but you can sort of turn it off if you're a big arachnophobe. There will be other options, maybe, like different weapon types. Like, I've expressed in the past this idea to have a completely custom material type for netherite, which would be unique to Celeste. Maybe there'd be like an extension to just revert that to the simplistic netherite version instead. There's a bunch of things that could be done with RESPAC opt. So the more I'm thinking about it, the more keen I am to actually add it. But for now, it's not a massive priority. It'll probably come around at some point in the future, maybe in a future update. Anyway, all I have to do now is simply wait for the sun to go down and then lure a bunch of zombies over here, and we'll have a working iron farm. How sick is that? We'll have a working iron farm. I've never built an iron farm of this scale in vanilla Minecraft before, in survival at least. So I'm kind of excited to see how this thing performs. I'm expecting really good rates. Compared to the one that I built earlier in the series over at my other base, which is over that way, this one is about double the capacity, or maybe even a little bit more than double the capacity, so I'm expecting some pretty good rates from this thing. The giant stone pillars that you've been seeing over here are just ore, by the way. I think it's kind of a flex to just have all of this unmined ore just standing here, waiting to be taken out. Look how much fucking copper there is, though. Too much copper. Far too much. What am I going to do with that? Am I going to, like, build a statue? Probably. I'm probably going to build a statue. So I just had a failed attempt that really just didn't go anywhere, so I'm learning things about how best to do this. It seems that the key thing to keep in mind is one zombie at a time. So I only need one of these guys right now, otherwise they're actually going to make it more difficult for me. So I'm going to dispatch of Steve, and we'll take this handsome young fellow instead. I believe that's one of the new coffee donator skins. I'm so sorry, I don't know who you are. I've seen so many new skins recently and so many different names. But your skin was pretty fun to zombify. So if you are watching, thank you so much for your donation. And I hope you're glad to be in Celeste forever. It's pretty sick, really. Anyway, I'm going to lure this guy over to a holding cell. I don't really know what the best way of doing this is going to be. Oh, no. Oh, okay. I didn't consider that. Oh, okay, perfect. Well, that worked out quite well. What? Is that the reinforcement system? Is that what that was? I don't know. I have no idea. Come down here, buddy. No, come down here. Come. You gotta come and get me down here. Down here. Come on. Come on. Oh, there's more spawning and dying. Okay. This is not nearly as easy as I thought it would be. I feel like me standing here is the best, but he's really trying to avoid this water. Can I have like a slab here? Is he going to be okay with that? Walk on the slab. He's on the slab. Okay. Right, come walk over the no. He really doesn't want to walk over the slab, does he? Oh no. Oh. Yes, go in there. No. Come and get me here. Look, I'm here, see? Yeah, there you go. Oh, I'm gonna die. This is not good. Okay. Okay, can I get a boat? I wonder if I just get him in a boat nearby. Okay. Alright, calm down. What's the best way of doing this? Maybe if I just very quickly move the boat like that. So he's directly above where he needs to be now, okay? But I can't place anything down because he's going to hit me. That's so mad. I think 2 more spawned as well. Did they? There's 1. Yeah, there's 2 more. What? I mean, at least we know it's fast, so there's that. Let's just go for it. No, stay there. No. Okay, get in the water. Get in the water. We're punching now. He's not going to do it. He doesn't want to do it. Okay, that's fine. Can I get through here? Yeah, I can. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we're getting closer. Can you stand down there, please? As soon as he's down there, we're getting there. So if I do that, come on. Look, come and get me. You can punch me here. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, well, okay. Well, we're nearly there. What great commentary. I'm just repeatedly saying okay. I'm so good at this. Why are you subscribed? Seriously. Go in the water. Come on. You know you want to. You did it a second ago. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 1 down and 5 to go. And don't despawn, please. Thank you so much. So even with just this 1 guy here, we should already start to get some sort of rate. It'll just be obviously a lot slower than it could potentially be. This is a little bit of a problem. I need to get rid of these guys on the corners, but we'll deal with that later on. But I can actually light these now. I was hoping he was going to just clip into that somehow. But yeah, we can light these now, and it will actually mean that the iron farm is working. So we could even go into the... Okay. Okay. Yeah. And we have iron. And we have more iron. Sick. Okay. The only way this could really be made faster is if we had some sort of thing here to coax them out of the portal. So like maybe like a zombie piglin in a boat. That would actually do the job. But the next time an iron golem spawns and goes through, it's going to just push the previous one off anyway. So we really don't need to bother about that. But it is now working. We do now once again have an iron farm. I just came out of the portal and was greeted by a band of pillagers, like, you know, a pillager patrol. And I was reminded of a feature, a kind of a secret feature that's going to be brand new in Update 47. But look at these arrows. Don't they look a little bit different, don't you think? I think these look really good. This is a custom entity model for arrows that just makes them look like items. That's it. That's the whole thing. And I can't show you anymore. But I've done the same thing for tridents as well. And that's coming in Update 47. So pretty exciting stuff, I guess. So in theory, with no iron golems nearby and a zombie down there in the holding chamber, we should be getting some iron golem spawns with me in range. So I'm going to just hang out here a second and see if any spawn. Oh, okay. Yep, there we go. So there's some spawning. Sweet. I believe 2 actually spawn then as well. Oh, we're also going to get zombie pigmen spawning here as well. I forgot about that. I wonder if that's going to be... I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think if anything... It's just going to mean that this farm produces a tiny bit of gold. I can't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure the piglins will eventually go back through into the nether, at which point they'll just be greeted by like an army of iron golems. So I shouldn't have the issue this time of an iron golem randomly dropping in on us, because again, they just go through the portal instead. So that should be okay. I've updated these little holding chambers to have this sort of trap section, so I think it should be easier. Oh no! Are you kidding me? You spawned there? You spawned here? On the bridge? What? No. What? Are you... I cannot believe how long it took for me to get 2 of these guys in here. It's going to be daytime. I'm getting 1 per night. I have a rate of 1 zombie per day. Look at this Enderman. What is he holding? What is that? Where did you get that from? And the last one is in. Thank fuck for that. I was actually able to get 3 done in a single night. You can see one of them over here is actually myself. I thought that was kind of fun. But the rain actually really came in handy because it meant that some zombies were just still alive over here and they weren't burning. So I was able to bring them over and get them in the machine even during the day, which was actually pretty convenient. Never thought I would appreciate the rain in this game. But yeah, now all it's left to do is just remove all the dirt scaffolding, and this is finished. So, with all the zombies loaded up and the villagers positively panicking, we should be able to get some pretty good rates now. Although that said, I haven't actually seen any iron golems spawn. They are only here for a fraction of a second. When they do spawn, that's... Oh! I heard something. I don't know where it was, but I heard something. But that's confirmation of something. The zombie piglins are being killed, but maybe their stuff isn't being collected? I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's go check the drop, see how it's actually performing. In theory, this thing is now 6 times as fast as it was before. Well, when I say before, I mean when we started. That's looking pretty good, though. There are quite a few golems here. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's really nice to see. And from now on, for as long as I am within 120 blocks of this structure, I will have pretty much infinite irons. That's pretty exciting. We can use iron for many things. We can use it for beacons. We can use it for rails. Hoppers, I guess. I guess there aren't actually that many things. Anyway, moving on to the second part of today's episode, I do want to start working a little bit more on the base location that we have right here. I started off earlier in the series by designing this really simple basement structure. This was kind of placed here in expectation of building an entire building. Building an entire building? I guess that really is English, isn't it? Building an entire building on top of this building so that we have a complete building. If we head down into the basement over here, you can kind of get an idea of what this was originally planned for. I do actually need to raise this ceiling now I look at it. Shouldn't be that low down, but never mind. So what this is right here is a number of storage pods designed to contain a very large amount of blocks that we have in bulk. So blackstone, netherrack, we have deep slate and cobbled deep slate, we have stone and cobblestone, and of course dirt and grass. These are just things that I happen to have in bulk. Stone is the thing that we have the most of, I believe. I'm kind of going with top left and then moving down in this fashion. So stone is the thing that we currently have the most of. We're on to our 11th chest of stone right now, which is pretty sweet. But what I'll probably do in the future is if any of these pods get completely and utterly filled, so it will be 18 double chests of that particular resource, I'll just start binning the rest of it because I can't see myself ever needing more than 18 double chests of a given resource. It's just complete overkill. If you've ever made it to the end of one of my videos, then you're probably really familiar with this view. Typically what I'll do is just fly over to this particular spot in my test world and activate the music machine and allow that to randomly generate a completely new and unique outro that I've never had before, technically. I really like this machine. I think it's a really cool concept. It uses a combination of droppers and hoppers to randomly generate music using what I believe is the pentatonic scale. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not particularly musical, unfortunately, but I do know how to punch a number of note blocks a certain number of times to make a thing sound good, so I can do that again for sure. The way the machine works is actually rather simple. If you pull this lever over here, then the comparator will just keep ticking itself. It's currently in subtract mode, so outputting a very large power and then that going back into it and then that detracting away from it, and it forms a clock essentially. It's a really rapid clock. This repeater over here activates this line of redstone dust, which activates every single dropper at the same time, and each dropper is loaded up with 1 shovel and 3 random blocks, which means there is a 1 in 4 chance of this comparator being activated with a power of 3, which will extend all the way to the repeater over here. If you somehow haven't made it to the outro of a video before, this is what that actually looks like when it's activated. It's pretty beautiful, right? I really like this. So I've copied the music machine into a schematic. I really don't need to remember how this thing is built. It's just really helpful for the material list. But where are we going to put this thing? So my thinking is, what I actually want to do is have it be at this end of the base, and it's going to be underground as well. So even though you won't be able to see it too well right now, the idea is if I push this thing underground, which is pointless because then you can't even see it. Never mind. What I'm going to do is have a new area in the basement over here behind this area of stone where this music machine is going to be placed underground. One of the only issues is we do have quite a large body of water directly behind it, so I'm probably going to have to start draining this thing if we want to install the music machine. So that will be our new plan for today in terms of what we're going to do for the base. Before I get building the actual shell of the base, the outside structure of it, I do want to make sure that we have all of these larger machines in place in advance, just so that we don't run into any space issues in the future, which is exactly why I dug the basement out first and had these storage pods in, so that there was definitely enough room to store everything down here that we have in bulk. So it seems that this is as far as we're going to get before we hit water. I'm not even sure there is enough space to build the music machine here already. But even if there was, then, water plus redstone, no, it's not a good idea. So we're going to have to drain the lake. It's going to have to be done. The good news is I already have all the equipment we need to do that because I've been draining the ocean monument over at our previous floating base over the top of the ocean. I have quite a lot of sponge, so we can just simply use that to drain this lake as well. I've been walling off the lake with sand in the way you can probably expect, and I didn't realize just how deep this lake actually goes. Turns out it has a ravine cutting straight through the middle of it, and it actually goes down incredibly deep. It's going to be much more difficult to drain this thing than I originally expected, but once it is drained, we have a really cool opportunity here for a large open space that our basement could be bridged through potentially. So I'm kind of excited to see what that would look like. So I'm going to keep working on this. I'm going to keep going. I might not clear the entire lake today, just as much as we need to clear to get started with the machine that I want to build. But yeah, probably time for a time lapse. So I will see you after that. So I'd say I've probably cleared about 40% of the lake. Maybe 40 is actually kind of stretching it, but I've cleared enough space now to get started on the music machine, so at least there's that. This lake is absolutely enormous. You can see down here I actually had to stop. We ran into some issues. First of all, I ran out of sponges, which is annoying in itself, but they're all smelting away right now, so I should be able to carry on soon enough. But behind that wall of sand right there is a whole extra cave inside, which is just not drained in the slightest, and it's probably going to take the entire stock of sponges again just to clear that one area. So the job of clearing the lake is probably going to span at least a couple of episodes. It's not as much work as clearing the ocean monument was, but of course, because I'm not working with straight lines and the weird sloped angles of the inside of this lake, it's just a little bit more awkward to get everything done, I guess. But a couple of rounds of smelting the sponges and I should have this all finished, I believe. But for now, we can start work on the music machine. So what I've done right here is dig out the exact amount of space required to fit this thing in. This is the exact position it's going to go in. The way this is going to work is the hoppers are going to be one block below ground level, which will mean I can have like a walkway over top of them. It's good to have these hoppers covered anyway, so that no extra items can go in them and mess up the random percentages. And yeah, the note blocks will be at the side, and there'll be some clear space above them. We'll be able to see those with a bit of glass on the sides here as well. And somewhere on the wall, there'll be like a panel somewhere, which will be to control the music machine. So toggling it on and off, and also rotating the piston tape. The mod that I'm using to transfer these schematics from my test world to my survival world is Light Matica, and it's so good. Look at this. So all of these note blocks are orange because they're currently set to the wrong state, but if I cycle through the notes, when I get to the right one, it turns to its regular color. How cool is that? So I can just go through the list here and and then find the exact note it needs to be. Each and every one of these droppers is now loaded up with one piece of stone, one dirt, and one deep slate. And now I just need to fill them all with one of these shovels, which is going to take quite a bit of time, unfortunately. But over here, I've already built the mechanism that will dictate whether the machine is on or off. It's just a supercharged T flip-flop hooked up to a comparator on subtract mode there. There's a redstone block inside there, and that'll shuffle back and forth as specifically this line of redstone is activated by external sources. I'm going to have a button here. I need to get an item frame to make that stand out a little bit better. But I also plan on having another button upstairs, which means we'll be able to activate the machine from our living quarters, I guess. I want to make it so that this machine is operable from multiple locations instead of just this one spot in the basement. I think that'll be pretty cool as well. So I'm going to put some shovels in some hoppers. Yeah. And of course I missed one. Okay. I didn't catch that. Where did I miss one? Oh, there we go. Okay, so in you go. All right, this thing should be working now. There's no reason why we can't give it a spin. I'm going to hit the button and see if it works. Yeah. Oh, that's great. I love that so much. I feel so much more accomplished building this in survival mode than in creative, even though it's such a simple machine that I've just copied a schematic. It still feels really good. I am interested to know now, how far away will I be able to still hear this thing? I do have a mod installed, which makes the audio kind of directional. I don't know which mod that is or how exactly that works, but if I look away, the sound isn't so bad, but I can still hear it from over here. It's very quiet, but it's got a decent reach. I'm happy with that. Imagine, if you will, walking through the tunnels of this basement area with the music machine on this side and a staircase leading up to our main general storage area, surrounded with walls of chests filled with all the things we might need. And somewhere in this room, there's a doorway that connects back over to this kind of entrance area, this cross section that I've designed over here. One of the things that I'm thinking we could do with this then is have this back room be for storage, as I mentioned, but then also have two wings here on the left and the right, which are used for storing other things or maybe doing certain tasks. So we could have like a furnace array over on this side, or we could have storage for things that we're automatically farming in the nearby area on this side. There's a few options that we could go with this one. But the first thing that I want to finish is this side of the building over here, again with the priority of getting all of our stored belongings over here as soon as possible. I think this is a really interesting way of doing it because we'll be able to come downstairs through this staircase that's kind of located in the center of this large room, and we can activate the music machine, which, I've moved the button to this wall. I think it looks a little bit nicer than having it tucked away over here. You can just simply run down the stairs and you'll have activate music machine here and rotate piston reel on this side. We haven't set up the piston reel just yet. That's a job for next time, but it is on my to-do list. And of course, if we come all the way down here, we have bulk storage for things that we don't usually need access to, things like grass and dirt. I am thinking with stuff like cobblestone, I might have a cobblestone chest in the general storage room as well as a smooth stone chest as well. And then this is like the bulk storage, but we'll have one double chest of these blocks in the actual storage room for crafting things like dispensers and droppers. I've taken some time here and continued draining the lake. It's actually more finished than not at this point. There's only this section over here left to finish, and this part isn't really necessary for the plans we have involved for building over this way. But I will, of course, finish draining the lake so we can actually cover it up nicely at some point in the future. I've also started planning out the flooring of this back room over here. My plan for this right now is that there are actually these 4 walkways going each way. I'm thinking I might make this into like more of a diamond shape, potentially, but the idea is that all of these walls are going to just be lined with chests, and in the center here we'll have like a crafting table and a smithing table and certain other things that we'd need for actually crafting resources from all of the things we have stored here. But this will be our primary storage room, and I think I'm going to get building that pretty soon, probably in between this episode and the next one. Before I finish up this video for today, I do kind of want to address what my opinions are on this series in particular. Currently we're on episode 6 of this series, and I don't expect this video to get that many views. I'm actually anticipating about 400, maybe 500 views at best, and that's on a channel with 20,000 subscribers. We hit 20,000 subscribers, by the way. How sick is that? But yeah, I'm not expecting this one to do particularly well. To be honest with you, I was kind of getting tired of making the Celeste devlogs recently. Recently, I had the glass pane one, and I was really hoping that the glass pane video would perform much better, considering how well the original backface glass video did. Not to worry, it's still a really cool outcome. It's amazing that nearly 8,000 people have voted for which version of the glass they actually want to see in Celeste, and now I'm considering things like I've mentioned in this video, like rest back opts, which is going to make it even more dynamic in the future as well. However, what are we going to do with this series? This is episode 6 of this series. I don't expect this series to go on forever. Since you guys made it to the end of the video, I'm going to assume that you are somewhat invested in my channel and me and this series, so thank you for making it to the end of the video. My long-term plan for this series is to eventually open up this world to you guys. This is the first that I'm mentioning of this on video or on Discord or on my channel in any way, and if this is something that you're excited for, then do let me know. What my long-term goal would be to get all of these farms that I'm currently planning and working on rounded off. So we have the Ocean Monument, we now have an iron farm, I have plans to build a giant gold farm, and once I have like a base and some decent resource production, what my plan would be to make this server publicly available to those who have either donated on Coffee or maybe subscribed on Patreon? I don't really know. I'm still undecided about that last detail, but I think it would be really cool to turn this survival world into a multiplayer survival server, where I myself have had a massive head start, already have a base, already have farms, but newcomers can come and use those farms to get XP and essential resources and go off into the world to do their own thing. Is that a cool idea? I think that's a cool idea. I don't want to keep doing this series forever. I don't want to have the pressure of when's going to be the last episode, when is going to be the point to round this off or the point to reset or whatever it would be. When I am ready, when I have developed all of the things that I want to make, I will call it a day, end this series, and say from now on, if you want to see the Skal Plays Minecraft world, you can play on it for yourself. You know, like that's the long-term plan for this series now, and then I would have my entire focus be on Celeste. And then when Celeste is finished off, I'm going to start work on a tutorial series, which I've been talking about for half a decade now, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I have quite a few plans for what we're going to do with this channel and this series going forward. But I want to hear your guys' opinions as well. So if you have any ideas of what else I could do with this series or with the channel in general, then please do let me know in the comments below. One thing is for sure though, one of the things we're going to have to do in the next episode is 100% creating some sort of better storage system for the iron farm. I have already emptied this chest and all of these hoppers 3 different times since I started making this episode. We now have stacks on stacks of iron. It's ludicrous. Anyway, that'll do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Skal Plays Minecraft, and I will see you again next week for some more Celeste content. Until then, take care, have a nice day, and bye-bye.